Hello and welcome to the Alex T. Jones Racing Podcast. Today I've got a young Jack Thompson with me who is racing in the British Kart Championship Senior Rotax. How are you enjoying this year, Jack, in the championship?
The 2026 season for me has been a bit of hit and miss really so far. We've obviously been really, really good in the pace side, just the luck side has not really helped us really, but it's been a really good season so far.
That's good. How? Because you were at Kimbolton a few weeks ago, and I've seen you've been racing at PFI as well.
Yeah, Kimbolton was a bit of a hit and miss
Is that
really. Obviously, it's been quite hard in the British Kart Championships. Obviously, being the top level of karting in the UK and obviously around the world, everyone says it's the hardest championship to be in. So really, it's been a bit rough. But we had a few test days at PFI the other week, and they went really well for preparation of Kart Masters. So we're quite excited for Kart Masters.
when's that coming up?
Kart Masters this weekend from Thursday to Sunday. Is the 2nd of August it starts.
Good luck for the weekend coming. Definitely.
Thank you very much.
So, out of all the tracks you've been to in the UK, is there anyone your favourite? Would you say?
I'd definitely say GYG is my favourite track. I just like the whole place in general. It's obviously got a nice scenery around it, and then the track itself has got really good facilities. It's like a good layout. It's got technical bits. It's got the straights. It's got everything that you need to be a really good driver, really, and it all gives you the challenges you need to face, really.
Awesome. And is there any tracks you haven't done which you really want to do?
There's some tracks in Europe that I really want to race at. I've obviously never raced in the European scene, so I feel like it could be a really good achievement to get over to Europe and race over there. There's definitely Genk. I want to try that one, and Campillos. Them two tracks in the Spain and Belgium are really, really exciting to look at.
That's awesome. And for any listeners who don't know Jack, he has cystic fibrosis, and I can't believe I was reading recently that he had to take so many amounts of tablets just to be able to race.
Yeah, definitely. We have to take around 58 tablets a day, morning and night. So it's a really big achievement for me to even sit in a car and be in the top 10 usually around the world. So it's a really good achievement for me, and I'm really grateful for everyone that's to be able to support me, all my doctors and the Great North Children's Hospital. They've helped me out a lot since I've been born, really. So it's been a really good achievement.
Credit to you, because I don't know many people with cystic fibrosis who can do karting at your level in particular. So fair play to you.
Yeah, thank you. I think we've done a bit of research. I think I'm the only kid in the UK who does racing with cystic fibrosis out of every really sport, really.
It's a credit, because motorsport should be for everyone. It doesn't matter what background you have, what medical, if anyone has any medical sorry, let me rephrase that.
That's right.
If anyone has anything which impairs them to be able to race, but motorsport, no matter at what level, should be for everyone at any time.
No, yeah, definitely. That's one of my biggest aims in life, to show people that you can do whatever you want, really. Having a medical background and having a disability or a condition, it doesn't have to stop you from doing what you really love, because anything's possible at the end of the day if you put your mind to it. That's always how I've looked at things. Even if you you don't have to be the top of the best of the best. If you're just enjoying the sport, you can obviously do it. You don't have to do it like everyone else. If you do it at your pace, it's possible.
Yeah, and you've got some really good models to look at, because you've got Nick Hamilton as well, who's in motorsport, he does what in the touring cars, what you can do is truly amazing. And then you've got some drivers for Team Brit who can do some impressive racing despite having the hand controls, or what because they've got different things. But for a lot of youngsters out there, there is definitely a role model to have.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Obviously, Nick Hamilton, he's like got cerebral palsy. It's a big disadvantage to have. Obviously, I had a look at his car not long back, and everything that the team's done around him looks like amazing to do. Like, imagine having them people around you that support you like that. They've built a car especially for him. It's really like admiring, to be fair. And obviously, Team Brit are really good at what they do as well in the GT4 scene. So it's really, really cool.
Because I think Team Brit's goal is to actually try and get someone to Le Mans, and I don't know what their time frame is, but it'd be incredible if they can actually do it.
No, yeah, definitely. I feel like it would publish a lot more around the world, and like I feel like in Teams Brit's eyes, it's like they're trying to prove it a bit more and like show people like it is possible to get into the sport of motorsport, like even if you have a disability.
Because there will be some listeners / viewers out there who will definitely think, can I really give motorsport a go? But honestly, for anyone out there, have a try, because for anyone you can still definitely have a go.
No, yeah, definitely. It's always going to be possible. You just got to put your mind to it. You got to find the right people around you who want to help you and support you through them journeys and tough times, really.
Because I do think, and I know we said, but yeah, motorsport should be for everyone, no matter what. And it's a great cause what Team Brit is trying to do, and I believe that as well, not just with cerebral palsy, cystic fibrosis. There's some drivers who race with diabetes, and it's just, even though diabetes has nothing to do with it, but it's just amazing just to see Christian Mansell, that's who I was thinking of. It's just amazing to see so many youngsters / people trying to get into motorsport at that kind of level with anything what they have.
No, yeah, definitely. It's definitely a massive, like, something to admire, really, because obviously the disadvantage they have with everything that they have to do on a daily basis.
So, Jack, I've seen as well, you've had to go in a Ginetta at some point as well. Would you like to have a go in it properly, the championship?
Yeah, I had a few awards that I won, and the award was to drive a Ginetta around Brighton Park for a day, and it was a really, really good experience. Obviously, that is the main aim, to get into cars and try and like get cars out there, like especially made for, like, designed and like got their livery on of like what's the word, like charities of like disabilities and stuff. That's my main aim, to try and get a cystic fibrosis car. That would be an amazing achievement. But yeah, I would love to do the Ginetta Junior Championship, but sadly I'm too old for it now. So our next aim is the GTs, or the JCW Mini Challenge. That looks a bit of me, really, and that looks like a goal for us for next season.
Good luck for that, because that'd be mega if you do, because there's no strong feet in to try and get into it, because it is, I know motorsport generally has a lot of money, but the JCWs and JC Sports in that series, although they're on the touring car bill, it is some of the cheaper type of motorsport for that kind of level. So it's a good aim to go for, definitely.
No, yeah, definitely. It's a big financial backing that's needed for it, really. So we're trying to push as much as sponsorship and trying to get like a cystic fibrosis car out there. That would be an amazing accomplishment for all of us and my family. But yeah, definitely. We've had a few talks with a few teams in JCW, and we're having a look at trying to get some financial backing for it and see if it's possible. If it isn't possible, then we just try again the other year, and we just keep building up until we can get to it, really.
Awesome. I do wish you luck for that, and I do hope someone can help support Jack for next season to make it a reality as well.
No, yeah, definitely. Thank you for the support.
It's all right. And I've not watched much of the touring cars today, in all honesty, but I'm guessing, do you like touring cars as well?
No, yeah, I definitely love the touring cars. I would rather race touring cars than get to F1, in my opinion, which is quite a biased opinion. People say it's like quite a weird one, but I just see it more as racing instead of racing a computer. Obviously, I love the F1. It's a good bit of racing I watch, but I'd rather sit and just watch the touring cars all day because of how much closer they are and like just everything about them. Like the new hybrid system that's came in a few years ago, it just all means like just it's not as much as a computer than an F1 car. It's like you see your daily road cars like BMWs, Honda Civics, and Corsas and everything, and like Astras, and then you see people like 17 to 40-year-old men just bashing them about. It's just quite cool, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. And because you've got, if I remember his name right, I think it's Lewis Gilbert who has made his debut this weekend from GB4, which I find incredible. To suddenly just go from GB4 straight into a touring car straight away.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. That gives me a bit of confidence, really, that it is possible. Because obviously, I see Lewis quite a bit in the karting paddock, and he's a really nice lad, and he speaks to everyone. And to hop from his first season in single seaters to go straight to a big team in the touring cars is obviously a big accomplishment, and well done to him. Obviously, driving for WSR, I think, and the BMW, that's a major accomplishment because they're obviously a championship winning team. They've had a good alumni of drivers. They've had Colin Turkington, etc.
So you might not know, but because I race in Mazda MX-5 Super Cup, and 2 seasons ago I actually had Colin Turkington as a teammate when I was racing with Paul Sherd Racing.
Yeah,
And
that would be actually
Colin,
sorry.
Colin is a fantastic guy. So if you, he's always got a few minutes for everyone. If you ever want to chat to him, he's a quality bloke.
No, yeah, definitely. I've spoke to both his sons before, and they're quite good kids. And like, yeah, I've spoke to Colin a few times. He's a really nice guy. Obviously, like especially in the touring car world, like you would think, oh, he doesn't have enough time to speak, but he always stops and he always speaks to each other, which is a really good thing because it just shows that they're like normal people.
Because Lewis is very nice as well, and it's incredible because there's a competitor who in MX-5 Super Cup who is races sometimes if he can, called Oliver Hall, and he is currently in Hungary right now because he works for, I want to say AlphaTauri, but that's not their name anymore. RB, that's it. And Ollie has run both Lewis and Adam in Autograss, if I'm saying it, if I'm thinking of the right sport. But yes, and but yeah, it just shows no matter how big or small you think motorsport is, everyone seems to know everyone, no matter what.
No, yeah, definitely. Everyone knows each other. Everyone's heard of each other. Obviously, the autograss car scene is quite cool. Like little buggies with like V8 engines, and it looks quite fun to drive, to be fair.
It does look fun, although it's the fact that you look at the cages and you're just like, are you certain it's not going to roll or anything?
No, yeah, it looks quite dangerous, but that's the fun part, you know what I mean? You gotta have a bit of fun.
Exactly. And whilst we're on the subject of motorsport, have you had an idol for from touring cars or anyone else from Formula One you looked up to?
In touring cars, it would definitely be Matt Neal because he's the man who got me into everything really ever since I was being a kid. I had a few friends that worked for him when he was in Honda Civic, and I got to sit in his car. I got to speak to him when I was like 5 years old. So I've been like that from then. I've just loved Matt Neal really, everything that he's done, and Jason Plato. Without he's a massive inspiration to me as well because obviously he was like one of the main men in the Subaru when he was in touring cars, and now he's made his own team and in the Mercedes. It's like quite an inspiring thing to watch. And Lando Norris, he's my inspiration in F1 because he's just a young lad from the UK who's like not long ago been racing in go karts. It might be like 10 years, 15 years ago, but it's not as long.
And going away from touring cars for a second, is there any race series you really look at apart from in the world right now?
I like DTMs over in like Asia, etc. It's like they just look class. To be fair, like massive GT cars with like I don't know what engines in them, but they just sound unbelievable. And V8 supercars, they look amazing over in Australia with like them flying over curbs like it's nothing. It just looks amazing to drive and have a go in.
And they sound amazing, don't they?
No, yeah, definitely go through the sequential gearbox. It's just like just sounds unbelievable.
What would be your ultimate goal? Would you say to for in motorsport?
My ultimate goal, I think it would be either get a touring cars or if it was possible, get to the V8 supercars because over in Australia, cystic fibrosis is quite a big thing. And to have a cystic fibrosis car over in Australia, I feel like it would be amazing to see because the amount of people that would see it and just, I feel like it would just look amazing for a young kid from the UK go over to Australia with cystic fibrosis and show the world and show
It
Australia
would definitely
really
be a
the
very
V8
good
supercars.
story.
Just like I just feel like it'd be amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that would definitely be amazing, and I think it would be an awesome story from your end, just to prove to everyone what you can do as well.
No, yeah, definitely it'd be an amazing story for everyone to hear.
So, is there any other sports you particularly like apart from motorsport?
I love watching football. Football is probably one of my second favorite sports. Really, it's a good bit of a laugh to watch your football. Like support a team and go with your mates and have a bit of downtime from racing as well. That's the main part because if you just think about racing 24/7, you're gonna surely like overcomplicate it really. So it's a just a nice time to go away with your mates and have a bit of fun, play some football, watch some football. It's just a really good time.
Who do you support?
Sunderland.
Ah, I mean, they've had an incredible rise in the last few seasons, actually. And I actually went to school with a Sunderland footballer, believe it or not, Luke O'Nine.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, we went to the same, no, not secondary school, same primary school. But yeah, it's just mental to think that someone like that at school can just be in the Premier League. But yeah,
No, yeah, definitely. And he's had a big backing off Sunderland as well. He's not just like a small Sunderland player. He's like been there since the down and up. So he's in the Premier League and he's an amazing footballer, really.
definitely. And he's an advocate for better mental health as well, which I know there's a lot of groups in motorsport which are now trying to promote better mental health as well. Because you've got Driven Minds, that's it, with Nick Goff and Rob Lewis and Katie Goff as well. And they're a strong believer in helping your own mental health no matter what. Because motorsport is one of the few sports which has where although you're on a team, you're still by yourself as well. So you've got to be mentally prepared for every single bit in motorsport. And they do a very big amount to try and help everyone out there.
No, yeah, definitely. Mental health in motorsport's a really big thing. I'm a part of a few mental health groups and trying to promote them up in the northeast of England, like if you care share type of stuff. And they help me quite a lot with the mental health side of bits. Because obviously motorsport can chuck anything at you at any time. Like it's just a very big thing to take in all at once, especially you could be in for a championship and it all goes wrong. And it does affect you. It affects quite a lot of people around you. So, yeah.
I was actually talking to Keith Dalton, who races in the Mark One, sorry, in the Mazdas, who's in a different series to me, but he was talking about superstitions, and I was just wondering if you had any superstitions before racing.
Um, Not really. Just get on with it. Really, just put your head down and go.
That's a good motto.
But yeah, there's always a bit of a doubt in there on the grid, but if you let them doubts get to you, they're just gonna happen. You know what I mean? So you gotta just keep your head on your shoulders. You gotta get on with it. Really, if something happens, you just gotta put your head down and keep on with it, because there's nobody's gonna like pick you up in an academy or sponsor you if you're throwing your hands about on the wheel, slapping the wheel type of thing. Like if you lose your head over some small things, you're gonna lose your head over big things. It's just like just kind of gotta get on with it. If you break down, you just gotta carry on. If something happens mechanically, but you got to keep driving around. Just got to think about the long run, really.
Definitely, because I know a few drivers who are just like they're gonna put their left glove on before their right one before they get in the car or slash car.
No, yeah, definitely. When I was younger, I used to race without socks, but I've started not doing that as much now because it hurts my feet. But um, now I just kind of like just get on with it.
So, with your karting, would you say you've had a lot of ups rather than downs? Would you say so far?
I would say this season I've had more downs than ups. There's been I've been the highest of highs this year, and I've been the lowest of lows. So it's been really hit or miss recently. It's obviously the most heart wrenching thing is that we know we can win and we know we've got the pace to be at the front. It's just when them little bits all come together in it, like as soon as we get that first big victory this year, then it'll just carry on slowly coming, and we just got like you just got to carry on going. There's no point in giving up now, really. Like sometimes I've thought about this year just giving up for the year and just go again next year, but there's no point because we'll be in the same spot as we are now. Because obviously you've just left it at that point, so we're just going to keep trying pushing and pushing.
That was a very good mindset, definitely, because as we've said, mental health, keeping on with it, keep pushing, as you've just said as well. So yeah, it'll be really good to see you try and get a really good result at your next one, which I forgot. Oh no, you said it was this next weekend. Yes.
Yeah, it's a kart masters, and I got a really good mindset because obviously the people around me, obviously everyone back at Hunter Motorsport, I've got a really good connection with everyone at the team. Been with them for the past 8 years now, and everyone that works there, especially the two Hunter boys, Kai and Reese, they've helped me a lot. People behind the scenes, Alfie Lawrence, he helps me a lot, and just like even my teammates there, we all just have such a good connection. Like, and they're just always there for you. Even if like one of us have a bad weekend, they're always there. Like, it's just all a really good team.
That's good. And as you said, you've been with them for 8 years. So how old were you when you first stepped in a kart then, would you say?
I think I was like 7 years old and 2 months or something like that. Um, my dad surprised me with a go kart when I was seven, and ever since then I haven't really been out of it.
Fairs. Because first time I was in a car, it was on a holiday, and I think I was about a similar age, 7, 8, and it was in I want to say, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Crete. For some reason, Crete's coming in my head, but it's not. But yeah, it was Cyprus. That's it, in Paphos, and yeah, it's crazy that I'm not saying if you want to start karting, I'm not saying 8 is late or anything, but it's just unless you wanted to make it to F1, you need to be starting in karts as young as you can.
No, yeah, definitely. There's people around me who's been racing since they're like 3 year old and being in go karts and like driving around the garden and buggies and stuff and just being always in it. But obviously, I didn't have the financial backing of that until now, really. I've been racing against people who's been racing since like two, three, being in a go kart, obviously not racing because it's not illegal, but just being around the sport. There's like people in with their dads who came from GT racing and they've always been around the sport. Like my dad used to race banger race, and I used to be in the back of a pickup watching him smash up cars. You know what I mean? And like now being such in a professional sport and everything's so serious and like the data analysis and like everything that goes into it is like people have been brought up through a young age, and I've been brought up through it, but I've been quite delayed to being brought up through it.
You must have seen some really bad crashes from the banger racing, though.
No, yeah, definitely. It's a good sport to watch. It's really funny, but it's quite scary with my dad in. But now thinking of it, it's scary. When I was like three watching it, and like stopped buying race when I was six. So I remember bits of it, but when I was just seeing him smash up cars, and I thought it was quite cool to be fair. So
And because I was actually looking at some of the names in who you're racing against this year, and I recognised one of the names, Cian Geraghty, if I'm saying his name right. He actually did one race weekend in the Mazda Super Cup last year, and he was rapid in it from memory.
yeah, definitely, he's a really good driver. He obviously does a lot of racing. He's got a big financial backing. He does some radical stuff now, and he obviously races for other teams out there. So he's had a lot of racing. He's won a few things, a major few things. He won the UKC last year and the GP plate not long ago. So he's he's a very good driver. I'll give it to him.
But to be fair, I didn't realise there was 52 in total for your entire year. So to be 30th, I mean, although it's bang on in the middle, that's still fair going out of that many drivers.
No, yeah, definitely 52nd, no, 52 over like altogether, and there's a few more coming into the championship. I think for round four, but I think I'm the only kid outside the top 20 who's had a podium in one of the heats. Obviously, Warden Law at the start of the year, we had a really good weekend. We only had a one DNF off a back bumper issue, and then heat two we finished second, and then just had bad luck really. PFI wasn't our weekend. We just didn't find the pace in Kimbolton. The pace was there, just bad luck again, really. So it's just that horrible phase of having bad luck. But we know we can get back into that top 20, top 15 spots, and we'll be really happy with top 15, really, with the season we've had and the comeback we need.
That's good, Garrett, though, definitely. And to be fair, because with my karting, it was only just a ride and drive at the local one at Letchworth indoor, so I didn't really do much outdoor karting. So fair play to you.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, so for me, it was mostly indoor, and then I eventually went to Rye House when I was probably about 12, 13, but it was mostly only just arrive and drive sessions there before I got my break into motorsport in 2013, because I raced in Formula V and then currently in the Mazda MX-5s. But yeah, so you can have some very good experiences in motorsport, even if you start indoor, even though from anyone who races outdoor karting, especially at Kimbolton, Rye House, and any of the other ones like PFI as well, it's very good racing. And I'm guessing because there's been a big talk on budgets right now, with Lewis Hamilton criticising how much the karting scene is right now. I'm guessing budget-wise, it's for you, it's not too bad, is it, for your season?
Definitely, we're a bit of short of budget to compete in the British. So we are trying to find some financial backing as well, because it is a lot of money to race in the British Car Championships. It's around like 3 to 4 grand a round, and for my parents who've just got normal 9 to 5 jobs, it's quite a hard thing. So sometimes we have to miss out on a Friday test session or something just to get me out for the races, really. So it's quite upsetting. But even when we do stuff like that, and like I go and work myself and help to pay towards it and do some driver coaching for other people and try and help to get me out in the car, we're still on the right pace. So it's just all about trying to find some financial backing to do the sport a full 100% with the amount of money we need. We've been told by many of people, and top drivers have told us that if we had the financial backing now, would be like ridiculously good. So it's quite upsetting, but it just gives you a bit of motivation, really. Try and get on with it and try and do what you can do until someone kind of spots you. Because obviously, when Lewis Hamilton did that interview a few weeks ago and saying that it costs ridiculous amount of money to race in a go-kart, it is a lot of money for a go-kart if you think about it. It's like a little metal frame. And it's like, for what it is, it's a lot of money because you could go do some car race and some like 750 Motor Club for the same amount of price, really.
Well, because as bad as it sounds, that is actually about the similar amount for my Mazda MX-5 Super Cup. It's a tiny little bit more, because in reality, we're not spending more than 3,000 for a weekend. So that's just crazy in reality. So it just shows the karting scene really, we somehow need to try and help it somehow.
No, yeah, definitely. I feel like everyone would appreciate a bit of help, really, because obviously it's a lot of money for people just to be chucking away. Obviously, some people won't mind that because they have a lot of sponsors or financial backing. There's a lot of people out there who have brothers in Formula 3 and, like, like Freddie Slater, his little brother races. It's type of things like you've got to have a good financial backing to be up there. I'm not saying Freddie's a bad driver. He's a ridiculously good driver, and I've watched him since I was young. And he's won his first ever race today, so in the FI F3. So it would help a lot of people if they had a good financial backing. I feel like there's a lot of hidden talents out there that should have and could have been world champions and been in the car scene if they had a bit more financial backing.
Because before I was even racing, there used to be in the 80s/early 90s, there used to be like Motorsport UK. Can't remember if it was. There was a scholarship back then which helped fund like forgotten the team boss's name in touring cars right now. Mark Blundell, that's it. It helped to fund Mark and a few others back then from karting to get into the junior routes of motorsport. And not saying there needs to be more, but there needs to be some type of scholarship out there, or just to help the likes of yourself and other young karters to get their first rung into motorsport.
No, yeah, definitely. You have a few scholarships out there. Obviously, you have the Jam Sport Scholarship for the Fiesta Juniors, the Jam Sport Scholarship for the JCWs, which I'll be taking part in this year, just to try and see if we can get hit a bit lucky, really. You got the Genetic Junior Scholarship, and I think there's a few F4 scholarships going out in Europe at the end of this year. I've seen some on some article I was reading, but it's definitely needed. I feel like a lot of teams should try and find some future talent out there and hidden talents with making more scholarships. It's obviously a big financial backing for the team, but if they try and get a young race car driver who's like willing to put in the effort, willing to put in the graft to show that they can do it, and the young talent out there who don't have the financial backing, it's like quite upsetting for them.
It definitely is. And it's just, as you said, there's so much talent out there which deserves to be in club level motorsport. And I definitely would like to see a bit more from just not just scholarships in total, but for something to just to help as well. Because, but yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. Hopefully, we can just basically wish some stuff will try and get a bit cheaper, or just someone tries to help with financial backing of the motorsport world.
Because what's crazy is the fact that as well, for anyone who goes from karting into F4, they do a year of testing before they get into the actual race season for Formula 4. And they're spending a ridiculous amount just for that testing year alone. And I know 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago when Deacon Fairclough won that scholarship to get in, and it'd be just nice if there was more, definitely.
No, yeah, definitely. It's when people do this to make their pre-season tests and everything. And the worst bit about motorsport is the crashing bill. If you crash a car, you got to pay the bill, and that sometimes you see people who've just funded enough just to do the season, and then when they have a big crash at the start of the year or the midway through the season, they have to pull out because obviously they haven't got the backing to pay for the damages of the car. It's quite upsetting to see, really.
I've had a fair few crashes over the years, so I know what it's like. But yeah, not my finest moments. I'll let you know. I'll tell you that now. But yeah, because I did crash a Formula 4 car years ago as well, and that was not cheap. But
No, we've all been there with crashing.
no, it's just you never think you're going to do it until it actually happens, unfortunately. Because I even started my year badly in the Mazda this year. In my first test of the actual race weekend, I ended up hitting a tyre stack barrier at Hamilton's at Snep because I just misjudged the steering. And I was like, uh-oh. But yes, it is a lot of money for just crash repair. But lucky enough, if you're in a series like with the Mazdas, the costs are a little bit cheaper. So if you do a side, it's not as much as you think it is, but it's still a lot of money.
No, yeah, definitely.
Would you say you've got any aspirations outside of motorsport as well?
I'd definitely like to start something. Try and donate some more money for the Cystic Fibrosis UK Trust. I feel like that would be a really good accomplishment for me because how much they've backed my family and how much they've helped us over the years. Or try and make motorsport a bit cheaper, even if I don't race myself, and try and make something happen, like start a scholarship for kids and like who want to come into the world of motorsport.
That's very good that they've been helping you over the years, definitely.
No, yeah, definitely. They're a really good trust fund and they help us quite a lot.
So I've not been fortunate enough to have a go at PFI, but would love to hear your experience of PFI.
PFI is definitely one of the best kart tracks in the UK. I'd even say it's one of the best in the world. Everything about it is just amazing. Like just the layout of the track, having a bridge, like that's like amazing. Both the hairpins, like the garage section, the back section, is like it's all a good track. Especially with like the grandstand and like you can watch anywhere from it really, and just the facilities and the it's all getting redone out now. So you got a hospitality area. It's like it makes you feel like you're in a F1 paddock with how serious it is and how like what's the word? Can't tell the word. Just like how serious it is. Like having a hospitality area, having like everything around it's just amazing. Like you feel like you're just in an F1 paddock. Like everything's so futuristic. That's the word.
That's it. That's a good word. And if you compared PFI to the majority of the kart circuits in the UK, I can imagine that it's probably, as you said, probably the best facilities in the UK, I'm guessing.
No, yeah, definitely. There's some good tracks out there with good facilities, like Warden Law Kart Club. That's got really good facilities. They've put a lot of money in to the new garages there and like the new grandstand and like all the new like toilets and everything, and like the new pits. Like they put a lot of money in it. It's definitely up there with PFI. And the food there is amazing. I love a good chicken burger from Wardenlaw, but everything around Wardenlaw and PFI are probably the best two kart tracks in the UK, in my opinion.
And have you done any in Europe as well?
Sadly not. We haven't been able to get to Europe this year. It's definitely on one of our push lists to get to Europe at the end of the year. Obviously, we want to go to the Rotax World Finals, but we have to win a ticket, which at the moment isn't looking very likely with the season we've had. But you have them one-off weekends, like you have I think there'll be the National Cup or something at the end of the year, which everyone just goes all in really. So you don't even need to win the race to win the ticket. You can finish 7th on the road and win off penalties and stuff like that. So we just got to keep hoping and keep pushing to try and obviously get that ticket.
Well, hopefully you do, because as the saying goes, the fat lady's not sung yet. So
Yeah.
you never know. Anything can happen.
No, yeah, definitely. Anything can really happen, and it's never over until it's over, really. So, the only way we could get to Europe is by winning that ticket, and that's what I want to do, get to Europe. So I won't give up until I win it.
Definitely. And would you, whilst we're on the subject of karting, actually, would you say there's some championships? I know we're backtracking a tiny little bit because we did cover it as well, but would you say there's some championships which are just costing much more money than your actual series?
Definitely, I would say you obviously got the UKC and the British Car Championship. They're like the big two in the UK for everyone that does them. You've got the big prizes of a World Finals ticket of each class on the end of the season. So there's definitely big pricing on them, but you pay what you get for, really. If you want to go to the World Finals, you got to pay for the entry fee, you got to pay for everything, really. So I would definitely say it's quite expensive, but it's just that professionalism in both of the championships. Like, you're not there for a bit of a kickabout and like have a bit of fun. Like, you're there to win. In my eyes, I think a lot of people will say that as well. The amount of seriousness and like how competitive it really is. In the karting scene and the British Car Champs and the UKC, it's like everyone takes it so seriously. You don't really get a minute to lay back and just chillax. It's always on it, on it, on it. So I'd definitely say it's expensive, but it's worth for what you pay for.
Definitely, because there's some karting championships I do keep an eye on, particularly the one which Brad Philpotts is in, because he's got a very good YouTube channel, and I have to say his YouTube channel is immense.
No, yeah, Brad Philpott, he's a good YouTuber. I like the channel. I like the championship he's in. I love to race in the GX200s. I feel like it just looks like a really good fun hack. But obviously, we're trying to keep the money saved for the major championships we need to compete in. We can't do these little one-off meetings in different classes and new things, because obviously we have to save every bit of money possible. But yeah, I watch Brad Philpott's videos quite a lot. He does a bit of everything, really, and I would love to have a go of one with him.
Did you see his one in the shifter car? I think it was a few months ago, and the quality.
No, yeah, definitely. I watched quite a bit of his videos. I think I have watched the shifter one. I think it was in Scotland. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked quite fun to drive a shifter.
I'm trying to get Brad to come on as well, so it'd be interesting to have his views on the kart scene as well.
No, yeah, definitely. It'd be good to get on.
I met him once a few years ago when he was in motorsport himself, in his first run of motorsport on was at Brands Hatch, and he was racing in, I don't think it was the touring car, but it was one of those particular type of events, because he did the touring car in. Yeah, it might have been that, but yeah, he's a nice bloke, and I remember years ago when the Race of Champions did come over to the UK, and he had a go, and it was just amazing how well he did compared to some of the best drivers at that point.
No, yeah, definitely. He's a good driver. I think he's got his he's done his fair share of racing, so he knows what he's talking about really, and he's quite good at
Mm. Because Brands is my local track, and it's like I've been to so many Brands events, I always just forget where I meet, what events that actually the people are competing in when I meet them. So it's just like trying to remember which one it is.
No, yeah, definitely.
But
Brand, yeah, sorry.
no, sorry, you can. It's fine.
No, yeah, I've never been to Brand, but it looks like a really good track to visit, and obviously I love to have a go of it.
So what's your local track?
My local kart track is Warden Law, and then my local car track is Croft.
It's a mega track, Croft.
Yeah, I've been there
You
quite a
will
few
love
times.
you will love racing it, trust me, because going through the Jim Clark S's, and then when you've got
Yeah,
the next few corners, it's immense. And I got my first podium in the Mazdas at Croft as well, so that has a very special place in my heart, that circuit.
no, yeah,
But
definitely.
I
I'll
unfortunately
drive around Croft.
do it. It's immense. And did you say Larkhall as your kart track?
No, Warden Law.
Oh, Warden Law, sorry. So that must be quite tough going from up there compared to like your lowest one. If you had to go to Rye House, for example, that must be a lot of travelling just to get there.
No, yeah, definitely. I think our lowest one is Dunkswell. That's like 7.5 hours. So it's quite hard to get down
Wow.
there. And spending 7.5 hours in the truck with my dad's not very nice, but it's alright sometimes.
But yeah, so I mean, most tracks in the UK, I think we are blessed to have so many good tracks. And because I'll be racing at Cadwell in 2 weeks' time, and I reckon that'll be another track you would love as well to race around.
Yeah, definitely. I've done it on the simulator, but obviously I don't really have the budget to have a massive simulator like everyone else. But I just have a Logitech G29, but it still looks like an amazing track to be on there. So the elevation changes and everything, it just looks amazing.
So have you just got like a gaming computer and one TV screen?
Yeah, I got my Xbox that I go on, play a set of Corsa and Project Cars and that. I do have a PC, but it's sadly broken at the moment. But I only have
Oh,
one like 27-inch TV monitor. That's not even a gaming monitor. It's like got bad quality on it and all that. So just try and make what I can do really.
you're doing better than me. I'm not a sim racer.
No, yeah, I love going on the sim. It's quite a good technique to learn. I feel like just everything around. Just a bit having a bit of fun really.
Have you done like any racing on the sim for like the competitions with
Ye-
iRacing?
Yeah, when I'm on my PC when it's all fixed, I do iRacing races. I obviously do the 24-hour with my friends. I've raced against Max Verstappen a few times on it, but obviously I'm not as good as him. You usually see the odd F1 driver in there, which is a rare occasion, but you can see random people like see F2 drivers, F3, F4 drivers, and like it's mental that you can just race with them. It's quite fun.
Do you ever get a thought in your head just thinking this is so random when you just see their names on the screen?
Yeah, definitely. It's a bit of a random thing, but like it just shows that they've got like the same everyday life. They've just got something bigger to work towards.
Definitely. And because I'm not much of a sim racer, because I've got the PlayStation, which is behind me, but I'm really on that. And it's just like my only form of really focusing on tracks is going through my old videos / looking at YouTube, because with me going into motorsport in 2013, I was just before The Sims at that point. Not saying they weren't around, just for me, I'm terrible on a sim. I keep spinning the car.
It's quite hard to drive on a sim quite fast, but it's just practice really. Obviously, when I was a kid, sims were the absolute thing to have, and everyone had them. So just kind of went in with people. I've had a sim for a few years, but obviously it's not the top of the best that everyone else has. So just use it for a bit of fun.
Definitely. And do you, when it's up and running, have you got any other games apart from sim racing on your computer?
Play a lot of FIFA, bit of Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, but I'm not very good at them ones. I'm more good at the racing ones. I'm not very good at FIFA or Siege, so bit of Fortnite as well. Can't go wrong with a bit of Fortnite.
So many kids that love Fortnite.
No, yeah, definitely. It was the game of it's just the best game ever, in my opinion. But they have changed it now, so it's not as good, but it was the best.
This is going to make me sound so old when I say this, even though, because I'm in my 30s, but I used to love playing Minecraft.
No, yeah, definitely. Minecraft's still a good game. Go through a Minecraft phase each year, so it's quite a good game.
But yeah, it's just crazy because from me coming into motorsport years ago compared to anyone around your age trying to come in now, you've got such a good way to get into the sport now with the sim racing in particular. Because I'm not saying for any youngster to actually not do karting, but you can perfect, as you said, you can perfect on the sim and do very well. And there's some competitions where you can win some money, but I'm trying to think, James Baldwin won a few years ago, but it's just, if you can perfect your way in a sim, I think that would prepare you better for motorsport now, even though karting is still very good at this time as well.
No, yeah, definitely. There's a lot of ways to get into the sport now, so I feel like people are quite lucky, but it's just the funding side of it, really.
And would you say with the sim stuff as well, would you say, because you've had to go in a Janetta now, what would you say the correlation is between the sim and you having to go in the Janetta?
I'd say it's quite close. It depends what sim you go on, really. If you have a top of the top sim, like a £5,000 simulator, I feel like it's quite close. But if you just have an everyday Logitech or a Thrustmaster, which are still quite good brands, but it's just not as the same, really. So I would say it's quite close, but it's not perfect. Like you could go on the sim and perfect stuff, and it would change yourself in the car, but it's still quite hard to do that from a game to a real life scenario because of how much different it is. Like just, it's not like the driving side. It's just like looking around you, like you're actually in the car. You're there. You got to do it all now. It's like I feel like it's a bit more laid back on the sim, obviously, because it doesn't really matter. But at the same time, it does help.
And with the progression from karting to motorsport, would you say when you get into motorsport, would you particularly want a certain championship to get into?
If I got into cars, I would love to just get straight to the touring cars, really. but obviously that's a hard jump. I think it would just be like either the British GTs and the GT4s and try and hop into the GT3s or the JCWs. I think that'd be a good championship to jump into for like a first few seasons in the car because you can kind of learn everything. Obviously, I've driven a rear wheel drive and then the Mini's a front wheel drive, so I feel like it'd be a different scenario if it was raining or in the dry. But yeah, it looks quite cool to do them.
And in amongst it, would you say you've got a favourite car you would love to absolutely race?
It's definitely I would definitely go back to the V8 supercars. I feel like that would be absolutely amazing to race. Um, They're just amazing to watch as well. I've never been able to go over to Australia and watch them, but I've watched them on the YouTube and everything. I got a few mates over there who send me videos of when they go to Sydney, etc. and stuff like that because he lives in Sydney. So it's really cool.
Sounds mega. Because as you were saying before as well, because the V8s do sound mega. They do look cool, and I think around a few of the tracks, particularly Mount Panama as well, would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Bathurst, sorry.
Yeah, Bathurst would be a really good track. Just like everything about it, really. The Bathurst 500, I'd love to do that. Just like the track's just amazing. It's like don't even think you can fit two cars across the track through some of the sections, and then you can go 5 wide down the back straight. It's like amazing to watch, really.
Sweet. Okay, just before we go, for anyone who's not following Jack on social media, what's your @ for everyone to go give you a follow?
It's Jack Thompson Racing 65. That's my Instagram, and that's everything else.
Okay, brilliant. Go give him a follow, guys, and keep an eye on young Jack to see how he gets on with his motorsport career. Thank you for listening. Thanks, guys.